Boom, 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 boom. Welcome to the stream, selamat datang di live stream. Oh, oke. Bentar, guys. Pantes aku dapat notif.
The whole situation is so confusing. Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else besides, I doubt for
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help. Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands.
Yes, that's correct.
In that case,
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the... presumption that I'm
Oh, is...
the roaring countdown of the crowd.
And you didn't hear...
No.
I see. But...
Huh?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was right by the box.
look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the word... Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundation...
Belum ada, masih kurang satu. The magic trick.
Tell me, aren't you...
The house of the hearth?
No wonder they did.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
The last trick.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the... good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last...
Hey, Linny.
Order! Or first, when are these claims? Please answer my question.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived their own attorney.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
Order,
In that case...
Halo enam yang nonton, selamat datang di livestream. Jangan lupa juga di galax. Thank you.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah. Paimon just knew where to start. We based our entire... Not to set the wrong...
I know you've but our organization...
Right now, we want to see.
That's right. I'm sure I knew if it weren't... That's why I didn't... The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, but still, I'm...
Sorry.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your...
Of course. We've been trying to find... During our investigation from that moment on...
Is that what you needed?
That's right. So, after jumping into the...
That air vent was created during the construction of the...
Well... No, which should have been... That voice seemed on the way back. After that...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that
That's the only way.
So, it was never my... But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that if we want to refute the Hydro Archon... Huh?
Both parties have returned to their positions. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Linny's perspective. Bentar. Milestone. Setbox. Oh, di situ. Ya, harusnya kira cukup sih. Oh masuk.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Halo, sebelah sana nonton orang di livestream.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the... Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her... At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange... So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before... Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be... And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced and what he saw.
Bentar guys, inilah chatnya, semoga gak error ya. Chatbox harusnya cukup sih. Ini apanya udah seliweran sampai di stream ini.
Seems this won't produce a particular...
Boleh yang tahu
Seems this won't... Seems...
Jangan tahu boleh komen guys.
Seems that. Seems.
Maksudnya gimana nih bro? Terus gak aku sampai itu.
According to Lenny, he left via the.
Oke. Kita nyobain sampai dia nggak waduh. Oh iya. Rank point. Duh, salah kali. Guys.
Seems that. Lenny went to the room.
Harusnya ini sih, harusnya ya. Halo 13 yang nonton, selamat datang di live stream. Asisten efisien.
Lenny did not.
Attention! Ace, when the countdown started, but he immediately used a vent. Once he reached that area, the crime scene had finally he reached.
Oke, balik arah.
Paimon did it!
In other words, you believe that he.
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, assuming that what.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him!
And that's why. Well, your denial is very strident. Of course I do. You're saying that he wasn't?
Aduh, Kang Siji lagi.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! This means that the saying clue.
Well, to think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
And who was it? Eh, Oke.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Could there have been a third?
Malam lagi.
The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. The deceased's name is Cowell. Linny's...
That can't be.
Oh,
What I must do next is recreate the truth.
Recreated
What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator...
with the crime.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. The deceased's name is Cowell. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have...
Ada. Gimana nih bro? Bingung aku.
The deceased's name is... The sound we heard may have come from a clap... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people.
Hey. Hey.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. Linny was not in the tunnel at that... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The deceased's name is Cowell. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to It would have been tough for both Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The deceased's name is Cowell. No one entered or left the
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having...
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick is
If only we...
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real life...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from The deceased's name is The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been The vase was not broken by chance. It...
Paimon gets it! Lynette, if there's a...
How could a person ever be transformed? Magic tricks.
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of... Since Cal was the deceased, but given that we aren't making...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at guards.
We are still examining. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within the notebook in his backpack. The primordial. The note's contents also in the notebook has many. One of these tubes, the notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. As such, we...
You gotta be kidding! Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go.
Order! Order! Still, let it... Guards, please continue it, Mr. Linny. It appears your
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this.
Hey.
Cowell's methods must have something to do with that...
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The deceased's name is Cowell. Lynette was in the magic box on stage. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The deceased's name is Cowl. The deceased's name is Cowl. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? The deceased's name is Cowl. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering. The rope that held the water tank up was... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The rope that held the water tank... The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. The rope that held the water tank... I remember there was some...
It's in the original plan. Cowl would tamper with when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the time. When the balloon attached to the box afterward, Cowl bite.
Huh. That does make...
That actually linked...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely...
Now, it seems like the only point... His notes mentioned he had an...
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating I shall now invite him on stage to share...
Thank you, Your Honor. We found an
What?
That can't be.
Does this not, my dears? Vinny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene, having made modifications to the props beforehand. But upon his return, ultimately, he knocked Cowl. Now, as much as I Am I right, Miss?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for... Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Seems using the water.
I think we've all seen. I believe this is indeed. Now then, my good.
Excuse me, everyone, but
Miss, I must ask you not to...
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can... What in the world is she...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that...
Come on now, don't... But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them? And wouldn't such... Come on, Lenny. But, as the magic makers and stars of the
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it,
That'll teach you to.
where should I begin?
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede, so I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change. I slipped out after the first.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know. Had I known that?
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need to tell the...
Wah. Tunnel.
Seems that... The strange sound was... The flower vase... Lillian was a...
And it's Ace Detective Paimon! Having been selected out of her panic only intense hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel. He did not know that Lillian was not from... Mistakenly fully believing that the water from the two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian, with no way of escaping, she chased. She knew that she would have to.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were
At this point, all the.
so bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the...
What? Are you reading my No. I have no further...
Wow.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice, the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, with some modifications to the selector to cover up any evidence while committing the... He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank. Using the fireworks at the end of the performance, he poured the water from the primordial... Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young... When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian, thinking that the waters had not... However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked on... Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and... As for Linny, he was in the... From this reconstruction of events... While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separate, this case, at least, can be handed over.
Record.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared...
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve... How did you find the water from the primordial...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious
I suspect that... I'm sure you know what you must do.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn your...
I was just following. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearance.
And now that you're therefore...
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water, it can also be made. We've been in this business.
And now he can no longer...
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Oh.
So, we're just going back now? That's true.
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Winnie.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end. I guess. I didn't approach you with any As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orc. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave...
The Knave? The one who controlled...
That's right. Back when our parents first to survive, I took my sister to my surprise before long.
So you went from...
That was how we felt, but he would constantly take...
That doesn't seem...
It took a while for me to realize just how... After one I waited a long... The answer he gave...
Oh no.
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to ferret out. All I saw was the...
So...
That's right. Father, I mean, the Knave, the House of the Hearth welcomes you. I was hesitant, but she was also...
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plan. She has gained permission.
So...
That's right. Today's case has everyone at Hotel to us orphans.
So, from small deeds like distributing...
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can if you should need anything at all in the future.
What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us now?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving this. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And...
Ah, I see. Well, sorry.
Don't say that now.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new... Wait,
Huh?
Well, I just like... Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up...
You don't have to...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then.
Rian mau le bali yuk. Ngadek barang Rian mau le bali. Ya nih Mbak Ika. Arek metu bingung ding mau ke. Ayo.
Add Astra.
Mungkin liwat caranya. Mungkin liwat.
Add Astra. Thank you for...
Oh.
Be an extra fee for that.
Kali.
All the world holds dear. Is but a backdrop of constant motion. Would you care to... If you ever...
Oh. Wis. Ini yo angel-angel kae. Set. Processing.
Would you care to...
Itu satu.
If you ever... Would you care to see... If you ever... Would you care to... If you ever... Would you care to see... If you ever ha...
At first glance, was this an act? Either way. We meet again, huh? Though it is not as so everything here. If we ever need to expand the Kujo clan residence, I have not yet met. Huh. In fact, I've never visited a.